Okay, so about a year ago, there was a fire just 3 miles north of my house, and it made me really worried and want to know what was going on. So I have been working on this dashboard that I want to demonstrate for you. That covers, I'm calling it the Panhandle Incident Dashboard. I live in North Idaho, in the Panhandle of North Idaho. So I'm going to walk you through the dashboard that I built and hope you like it. Right now it's in demo mode, so all the information you see will just be demo information, but it is live with lots of information available right now. So first off, you can see a map here of the Panhandle of North Idaho. I've got multiple layers that I can turn on, including precipitation and radar. When I turn that on, you can see the different precipitation that's coming through. There's also wind and humidity, which will track which way the wind is blowing. And there's also little points where you can get data about what the current temperature is, humidity, those kinds of different things. The next layer is if there are any National Weather Service hazards. Again, this is in demo mode, so there's a red flag warning and a flood watch. Those are that will show up where those are at. Also wildfires. Now this is really interesting because you can click on any of the wildfires and open a full view. This will give you a lot of information about that specific fire, including how far it is from you, if you've got your address tagged in here. Air quality, what the wind looks like for the next 12 hours, if there's any red flag conditions, how many acres have been burned, and depending on the fire, there can be additional information as well, how much it's contained, those kinds of things, what direction the wind might be moving the fire. And then you can add different layers to this specific view as you're looking at an individual fire. Going back to the map, I'm going to turn off wildfires. I also mentioned down here you can add your place, so you can add where your home is at or location. Right now I just put Naples, Idaho. And yeah, so also there's cameras. This is really cool because it will load and show you cameras that are in your area. There's one up on Black Mountain near me that will show a 360-degree view. I can go to that web page and look at that 360-degree view of the map. There it is popping up. There's also cameras that will show you what traffic looks like in different directions. So if you had to evacuate, you've got quite a few cameras that you can look at and see what traffic might be like. Earthquakes is really interesting. This gives you the epicenter and how big an earthquake was, where it happened, timestamps and that kind of thing. Lightning, this one is really interesting. It shows you where strikes happen, and it will slowly fade over time as depending on how recent it was. The other day when we had a lightning storm come through, it literally was just bands of lightning, just tons of little yellow dots seeing all the lightning strikes. There's also FEMA flood zones, if there are any in your area, those will pop up. River gauges. This one takes a minute to load, but this will show you the flowing of the water per second in for different areas where they're tracking the water, the water flowing. This could be helpful for flooding to see if it's above average or above normal. Also, if you're going to go tubing and you want to know how flowing a river is, you could probably get an idea of that as well. Doesn't seem I don't know if that loads in demo mode, but this does load in the live version. Aircraft. This is one of my favorites. So you can track different airplanes. If it has a picture of them, it will pull it up as well. It will tell you their altitude, speed, heading, and when you click on them, you'll actually be able to see a previous path for each one. You can also tag any planes as, hey, this is a firefighting plane or life flight, or this is something other than that. You can see the activity over fires and things like that, which is really interesting. Also, if there's a no-fly zone, TFR, these pop up over fires and things like that. That will show up on the map as well. And this is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. There are local police stations and emergency stations that you can listen to, And basically, I've got AI listening to those, and it will capture any events that are happening. And you can also, in the live version, you can also play and listen to a 30-second clip of when a call goes out. If there's a fire or an emergency, the other day there was an accident on the highway right by our house, and there were quite a few entries of what was happening and what was going on. So it will listen and can give notifications of, the highway being closed down, or life flight, or what's going on with a fire. So it'll keep a log of those activities. It will drop it on the map if there's an address of where things are happening, and it can tell where the address is. It'll drop it on the map. And if there's an event that's happening in real time, you want to listen, you can go to one of the police stations, or not police stations, but one of these emergency stations, and hit play and listen to it live. So you don't have to watch the traffic. You'll actually be able to listen to it live and hear the traffic come in. Cool. So this has been in development for a little while. I do plan on adding more layers and more notifications that'll be helpful if there was an incident, for just anybody who could use this to be able to track it. Thanks.